Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. It's the big one. It's England versus Senegal in this fourth round of 16 game, and England have France in their sights if they can get through this game against Senegal. How are you all feeling about it? Look, I've just done my Instagram post. If you haven't seen it, on @GoldBridgeMark, I'm up for this one. We're sponsored by Wash and Go, but we don't want United to wash and go. We just want to wash our hair. Sponsored by Wash and Go. Scan the QR code or go through the link in the description and get yours delivered to your door. I use it every day, and as you can see, I've got a wondrous head of hair, healthy and everything. 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Matthew Barry's got a bad feeling about this. We'll go through the team news in a minute, but first of all, I'm feeling it. Ness and Dorma. Get those goosebumps up. Let it stay. Get them up and rub Viagra on those goosebumps and keep them coming. It's absolutely exciting. This can't wait for it. Feel like the World Cup actually starts for England tonight. And look, I'm not a big fan of international football. I'm not a big fan of Southgate, but there's something about some point in the tournament where it just starts to click and you just can't help yourself but get excited and be enthralled. And I am excited and enthralled by this game. It's going to be very, very, very interesting. No disrespect at all. None. We'll have no disrespect, I tell you. Listen up. We'll have no disrespect to Senegal. They've got every chance of getting a result, and I actually hope that they do play really well, because if they do, then that means that we're going to have to play well to win, and I'm all for that. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, bottom right hand corner, smash a like, share the video and get involved for the next few hours. We could have penalties, we could have extra time, we could have just a steady 3-0 England win like J.E. Turner says. I'm actually going to go 2-0. I fancy England to do it comfortably. I think it's all about France for me next Saturday, but we've got to get this job done first. And I think if we're going to have any chance against France, we've got to send a message tonight to the rest of the tournament that, you know, we can go and do it. And I think we can do it. So, yeah, we're not wearing the dress. I think the dress is a no from me. And I'm the person who has to put it on. But the England team is as follows. It's as we spoke about in the French game. Pickford, Walker, Stones, Maguire, Shaw, Henderson, Rice, Bellingham, Saka, Kane, Foden. I am not happy with that team. I'm not going to dwell on it massively, but I'm not happy about that team. Is Rashford got a knock? I don't know. There's the Senegal team. We'll go through that in a minute. Has Rashford got a knock? Can somebody explain to me why our best player is not starting? I don't mean best player talent-wise, but form-wise. He is the best player. He scored 2 goals. He got Southgate out of a hole with the game against... with the free kick. I'm really surprised that Rashford's not starting. Is there a justification for that? Not really for me. I think he has to start this game. What I would say as a United fan is that he is very good off the bench in the last 20 minutes. But, I mean, why would we need one of our best... Do they put Mbappe on the last 20 minutes? No. I think he should be starting this game. And my only thing is maybe he's carrying a bit of a knock. I don't know. Mark, what players from Senegal would you take at United's job? We'll talk about them in a minute. Jake says he's clearly using Rashford as an impact player. I don't know what more you can do to start the game, to be honest with you. I mean, he's just clearly not a first teamer in Southgate's plans, is he? He obviously prefers Saka and Foden in this game, and Louis says it has to be a knock. I think it may be a knock. But fundamentally, my biggest problem with the England team is actually the midfield. I don't know why we're playing Henderson, Bellingham and Rice. I mean, for me, it's a bit overkill. It's another way of not playing a back 5 but defending your back 4. Henderson's defensive, Rice is defensive, and Bellingham's box to box. I don't know why we've taken Foden, Grealish, Mount, Maddison and Conor Gallagher, 5 attacking midfielders. We're not playing with one. Foden's playing on the wing. So we've got 5 attacking midfielders who can play as a number 10 and none of them are playing. It's a bit odd. But I think there is an injustice for Rashford, but I think he will get on at some point. But Henderson, Bellingham and Rice in the midfield, I mean, the only thing that would be worse than that is if we played Rice, Phillips and Henderson. It's just, we're trying to win the midfield battle, but I hope we've got some creativity from there. The Senegal team, Mendy, you'll know about him in goal. Sabali, Koulibaly, you'll know about him. Diallo, Jacobs, Sis, Mendy, Diatta, Ndia, Sarr and Dia. Senegal are a team obviously lacking Sadio Mane, but they are a team that is a sum of their parts. And what I mean by that is they're a good team. They're a good team, and they work together very, very hard. I mean, who would be the best team in that Senegal team? Probably Kalidou Koulibaly, Pocket Firmino and Varney. But let's hope he's not going to pocket Kane. Yeah, I like him. But I just looking through some of their players. I mean, Mendy plays for Amiens. Jacobs plays for Monaco. Just going through their team. So obviously we know about Mendy, the goalkeeper. He plays for Chelsea. The right back, Sabali, plays for Real Betis. Koulibaly's Chelsea. Diallo is Leipzig, and as I said, Jacobs is Monaco. You've got Sis and Mendy. Sis is Rayo Vallecano. Mendy is obviously at Leicester City. You've then got Diatta and Dia and Sarr. Well, we know about Sarr. He's at Watford. Who did I say? Diatta and Ndia. And Dia plays for Sheffield United. Dia plays for Salernitano. And then up front, they've got... Dia, we've just mentioned. Diatta. Diatta plays for Monaco as well. So they've got a good... They've got a good depth of talents around the sort of same levels. I think they're a good team. I think they're a good team, Senegal. Exactly as Findley's just said there. I think they're a good team that don't really have massive standout players. And, apart from probably the ones we know, like Koulibaly and Mendy, the Chelsea lads. But they're a good side, and they're energetic, they're athletic, they're tenacious. And that speed might be something that causes England a problem. I feel that Iran and Wales were quite slow in their build-up and their defence. And I think USA were quite quick. And what team causes the most problems? The teams that were energetic and quick. And I think if Senegal can get the tempo up, they could give us a game. So yeah, we'll see. And they've got this far without Mane, says Liam. Look, my thing on Mane is I think it's just what I would call basic football knowledge. You know these people who start watching football. I mean, we get them in England. I'm sure you do as well. You start seeing these cars with little flags on, and windows start putting England flags out, and you're like, yeah, maybe they know loads about football, or maybe they're just fair weather fans getting involved. And this is what happens in an international tournament. It's basic football knowledge. It's fine. But, you're all welcome. Just keep your thoughts to yourself. Don't get in a conversation that's going to show you know nothing. And I think that people who say Senegal can't achieve anything without Mane, well, it's like saying Poland can't achieve anything anything without Lewandowski. I mean, Lewandowski in that Polish side doesn't actually do a lot because they're not an attacking side. And Mane makes Senegal better, but there's 10 other players playing with Mane, and you can't be a one-man team at this level. So they've still got good players. The bottom line is England should win this game, and we can't dress it up in any other way. We should win this game of football. We've got the better players. We've got the better squad. We should win this game, and we are the favourites, and that's not arrogant. But what I would say is Senegal can get a result against us. They can. It's a bit like when we played Colombia in 2018. I think we had the better players. I think we had the better squad. But Colombia were a decent team, and they gave us a game, and they did. And I think Senegal could do the same. This could be extra time. This could be penalties. Or, as I say, my prediction is that we'll win it 2-0. I don't know whether England can go and win this game 3-0. It's interesting that a few people have said we'll win it 3-0. I'd like to think that we can do that. But do you think if we get 1-0 or 2-0 up, Southgate's going to go, let's go for it? I think I think Southgate will play pragmatic. Look at the midfield for England. Look at it. Henderson, Rice and Bellingham in a midfield three. I think we're going to play pragmatic. I don't see us dominating possession. I don't see us dominating the chances. I think it will be quite a quick game. I think if we're clinical, we can take the game away from Senegal. But it could be one of those games that it doesn't get away from you. Thanks for the moral support. I'm getting promoted January the 1st, says Nelly. Well done, Nelly. Thank you for the super chat there. And I think Senegal will win, says Tony. Well, we'll do a little bit of a poll. I'm sure England will win it, but who wins? We don't need to do a draw, because if it's a draw, it goes to penalties after extra time, of course. So who's going to win this? Get your thoughts in the chat. We'll do a little poll for you to start off. But look, it's been a weekend of the favourites. France were comfortable. Netherlands were comfortable, and I know it was 2-1, but Argentina were comfortable. I mean, they were the ones who were looking like they were going to score in the last 15 minutes, not Australia, apart from that great save by Martinez and the block by Martinez as well. But look, the favourites have come through, and they've come through not needing extra time, relatively comfortably. If we keep that theme going, all right, I'm sure some people in this World Cup would like to see some excitement and shocks, but if that theme keeps going for another game, I'd be quite happy. And let's get through and have that game against France next Saturday night. Ian says Senegal are a pub team. Well, I wouldn't mind them performing like a pub team tonight, Ian, but I think that's a little bit disrespectful. And I actually don't see the benefit in England playing. I think the worst thing that can happen for us tonight, to be honest, is that we turn up, Senegal are really badly, we cruise through in third gear like we have done against Wales and Iran. I don't think that helps England at all. I think we've got to get a test tonight. Absolutely got to be tested, because one thing I would say from France, in 3 games, they've been magnificent, and we can't go into that France game cold. We can't. We can't go into that France game and play and not have played anybody that's really tested us, because we'll get beat. We've got to start going through the gears. Netherlands went up a gear. Argentina definitely went up a gear. France got back into gear. We've got to get into gear tonight. Otherwise, we can hype up next Saturday and we can hope all we like, but we will get shown up. We've got to start showing the potential of this team tonight. Hi Mark, if the players from today and 5 years ago played when Sir Alex managed, who would you think are 11 he could have signed, says Silverbridge? I don't know, mate. I don't really get what that question's all about. What's Sir Alex got to do with this England team? Who would he sign from this team? I don't know. My mindset's not there with that one, mate. Bellingham. Senegal will be physical. If we are slow from defence to midfield, we'll struggle. Like you said, Southgate to play pragmatic until the second half, says SK. I think that the one thing I would expect from Senegal, which I have seen, is that they can score. Obviously, we saw that in the group stage. They can score goals. They're quick. I don't think that Stones and Maguire like pace. Stones and Shaw and Walker are okay with pace. Absolutely fine. We've got to win the midfield battle. We lost the midfield battle with the USA. We've got to win the midfield battle, and we've got to keep them away from our goal. Because I think if they can attack us, they've got the players to hurt us. And let's not forget, we've not had it in a game yet of importance. We haven't had it yet. But pace, I mean, this worries me. ITV doing a profile on Harry Maguire. It's tempting fate too much. Harry Maguire has played well in the group stage, but has he been tested? Has England's defence really been tested? Him and Stones have been playing like sweepers. They've had nothing to do apart from win headers and, pass the ball under no pressure. I think it's dangerous to start profiling Harry Maguire as a defender of the tournament when we really haven't been tested yet. I think anybody with a brain knows that Stones and Maguire on their own could be a problem for England if we play a team that can attack, and we've got to help them today. We can't leave them on their own too much. But I meant all players, not only England, says Silverbridge. Thank you very much. Should have maybe played Trent at right back and rested Walker to face Mbappe. France will be like a World Cup final match, says Harshad. I mean, look, as I said, I think Senegal, it really depends. I think this game is won and lost in the midfield, and you can probably sense what Southgate is doing there with his midfield. He's not playing an attacker in there. He's playing 3 midfielders, and that's a bit unusual. There's not many teams that play three midfielders in midfield. Like, you normally get an attacking midfielder, defensive midfielder, and a box-to-box. He's gone with 3 midfielders in there. 2 of them probably more defensive-minded in Rice and Henderson. Kane likes to drop in as a number 10, so you could say you don't really need a number 10. But that puts a lot of focus on Saka. I mean, this is why I'm very surprised that Rashford's not. I'm really surprised Rashford's not playing, because if Harry Kane's going to drop into the 10, then Rashford's the perfect player to come in behind with pace. So I'm surprised. I am surprised. But look, he is an option off the bench. Really, he is. Can I just remind you that we're sponsored by Wash and Go on this show? I've got my bottle of Wash and Go here. You won't be able to see it because it's green, but it has got a blue lid on it. I said last time, can you put a blue lid on it? Because people just think I'm invisibly promoting something that's not there. But I've got my wash and go here. It's 2-in-1, clean, strong and healthy hair, shampoo and conditioner. I use it every day. You can get yours delivered to the door by scanning the QR code in the bottom right hand corner or going through the link in the description. You can also watch my fantastic advert I did for this tournament with Wash and Go, based around the beer cheer, where the beer goes up in the hair and you need to wash it, so you use Wash and Go. All the behind the scenes bits, fantastic advert. I had a few head-to-heads with the creative director, Rupert, or as he likes to call himself, Rufus. You can check that video out on the link in the video description as well. Thoroughly enjoyable. Check out Wash and Go. It's fantastic. And big shout out to them. 64% are going with an England win. That's lower than I would have expected. You know, I actually thought I thought we might be up into the 80%. Harvey's worried for England tonight. Are you going to do the World Cup final as a watch along? Well, it would be ridiculous Spurs way if we did Qatar against Ecuador and then didn't bother to do the final, wouldn't it? Do I reckon that Maddison will come on, says Stono? I would tell you something that is absolutely guaranteed. James Maddison is not going to get any game time in this tournament until it doesn't matter. And what I mean by that is, if we get to the semi-final and get knocked out, James Maddison will play in the 3rd, 4th place game. He is not going to play in a game that matters. He is not going to get brought on in a game that matters. Look at the starting lineup of England tonight. Grealish will come on before Maddison. Mount will come on before Maddison. Rashford will come on before Maddison. Callum Wilson will come on before Maddison. He is at least the 5th choice sub for an attacking change. He's not getting on the pitch. He's just not going to get on the pitch. So, I mean, in some ways, I think Southgate picked Maddison because there would have been a backlash if he didn't. But he was probably picked 24. Like, he is nowhere near a player that is close to getting on that pitch, and I'll be stunned if we did see him. One thing I did want to say, it just came back into my mind there, and we do need to consider this as well. We've not had it in the tournament yet. I don't think we've had it even in the group stage. We've certainly not had it in the groups in the knockout stage, and we will. There will be a tackle in the first half of a game that leads to a red card that completely changes the complex of the game. And I don't want that to happen to either team, because I think it's... If Senegal get a player sent off in the first half an hour, we've basically got to buy through to France, haven't we? Again, next week, if it happens to Tchouaméni, we've got to buy into the semi-final. And of course, we'll all take it, but it's not a genuine way of winning a football match. But it's worth keeping in your head, because you just don't know. You just don't know. I think there will be... I think Senegal will be tenacious, and we may need to be tenacious back. So, you know, you never know whether this is going to be the game where a game gets sorted by a red card or something like that. It certainly could happen. So we should just keep that in mind. I don't know who the referee is, actually. I thought the referee this afternoon was a bit crap. So it's Ivan Cisneros. So I'm just going to Google him, and I will tell you where he's from. Not that necessarily matters. He's a Salvadorian referee. He's from Salvador. He's one of the referees at the Primero Division El Salvador. There you go. El Salvador referee. I don't know what their reputation is in relation to yellow cards, red cards, etc. But there you go. Do you think Maddison would have made England play better and get better opportunities for goals if he'd been the start in these matches, says Tom B? I don't really care who plays as the attacking midfielder, but my principle is this. If you're playing a midfield three, you've got to play either Foden, Mount, Maddison, Grealish or Conor Gallagher, because they're attacking midfielders. I can't understand why we're playing a midfield three of Henderson, Bellingham and Rice. Bellingham's box to box, and Rice and Henderson are more holders. So we're playing three midfielders, and none of them are naturally attacking midfielders. And that, for me, is why Mount, Grealish, Foden, Maddison, one of them should be playing. If you're going to play a midfield three, one of them should be playing. But you know what my theory is? And I'll give you this theory now. David says it's pragmatic. My theory is this. I think that we are heading towards a back five against France, and that is what he is doing. Because it's very easy against France to just take out Bellingham and play Rice and Henderson. And I think that's what he's setting us up for. And you can come back to me and say Goldbridge got it right, because I think he is basically treading water until the quarterfinals. I think he had this plan against Wales, and he's had this plan today. And in the quarterfinal, he's going to take out Bellingham, he's going to pull Walker in, and he's going to put Trippier on the right back, and we're going to go 5. If he plays Mount today, and we play well, and he loses an attacking midfielder, people will go, what the fuck are you doing? But if he plays a midfield 3 like that today, and then you take one out, and it could be Henderson, people will be like, well, we didn't have an attacking midfielder anyway. So I think 100% he's heading towards the back 5 for the quarterfinals. Because that's what he is. He's, Gareth Southgate was a defender. That's what he did. He didn't just miss a penalty in Euro 96. He was a defender. He's defensive minded. And I think the plan is we go to a back 5 for the rest of the tournament from the quarterfinals if we get through this. Spurs Way says Senegal are a good side but not defensively. Well, this is why we need to attack them, really. That is why we need to attack them. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in, by the way. You're all very, very welcome on That's Football. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, get involved. We've got... Let me just get rid of this idiot. Thank you. Thank you, Sally Devil Red 7. You saved me a job there. So we're about 10 minutes away to the start of this game. Massively excited. I hope you are as well. I know there'll be a lot of people in the chat who are wanting England to lose. That's just the way it is. But there'll be a lot of people like me who are desperate for us to win. It's interesting with Mendy in goal. It's interesting with Koulibaly at the back. Please do subscribe. I was just checking. We're only 100 subscribers away from 852,000. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Thank you. Harry Kane's just given everyone a handshake as the captain here. There was a bit of a I just want to talk about this. There was a bit of a conversation about whether Harry Kane should be dropped from this game. Now, I think that would be a massive call that wouldn't happen. I would be more in the middle on this. And what I would say is... Harshad says, Kane dropping deep negates the need for an attacking midfielder. Maybe Southgate uses midfield 3. If there was a pacey striker playing as a poacher, he might have played Mount Maddison in the cam role. Well, this is where I'm going with this. Do I think Harry Kane should have been dropped? Probably not. Do I think there's a problem with Harry Kane in this team? Yes. I think we saw it against USA. He was knackered in the last 20 minutes, and so was the USA defence. Now, if you throw on Marcus Rashford or Callum Wilson and Harry Maguire or John Stones can just hit an out ball into the channel, you've got a chance of winning that ball because Wilson and Rashford are quick and their defence is tired. We didn't do it, and it was an easy game for the USA. I just think sometimes we are a little bit... There's a bit of nepotism with Harry Kane. He's the captain, he scores goals, and you know he's never going to get subbed. But we're so one-dimensional. It's like Ronaldo at Portugal. Ronaldo's brilliant, Harry Kane's brilliant. They are. But they play in such an important role, we can't get pace in the team through the middle because you don't take Harry Kane off. So I do think Harry Kane's very important to us. Hopefully he'll score the goals tonight. But I do think sometimes we need something different. And we can get pace on the wing, but we can never get pace down the middle because Harry Kane has to play every single minute. And that's my issue with Harry Kane. No player shouldn't be subbable if it's going to change the way you play. If you're a centre-back and you're the captain, it's very rare that you need to be changed. But as a centre-forward, if those centre-backs have got you under lock and key and you're tired and you've got no pace, those centre-backs have got you under lock and key. If you take that player off for the last 20 minutes and suddenly just put someone who's quick, those centre-backs, don't matter how good they've played, they've got something else to deal with now. And I think that is sometimes a detrimental issue with Harry Kane. Are you doing a watch-along with Ricky? Yes, I am, Alistair. Thank you very much. Have you heard about about football in South America? I think it was 50 years now. I'm not saying you were old, just that you may have heard of it, says Jack. No. Thanks for all the super chats, by the way. Appreciate that. We are getting close to the start of this game. England and Senegal coming out here. Koulibaly, the captain for Senegal. Uncle Randy says Harry Kane can find those fast players though, but you're not listening. You're not listening. If a striker is slow, doesn't matter whether anybody can do that. You drop deep and the winger inverts, that's fine. But you're not solving the problem that Harry Kane's not a problem for the ball over the top. I just think sometimes if you're playing a game of chess and somebody knows how you're going to play, they can anticipate what you're going to do. I just think sometimes we'd be better off taking Harry Kane off and trying something different. It's tournament football. Go back to Italia 90. Many of you weren't born. Toto Scalacci was not in that Italian team. He came on as a sub and he ended up playing the rest of the tournament. In tournament football, you can find different ways. And I just think sometimes we'll need to do that. Hopefully we won't need to do it tonight. But sometimes I think we do need to do it. And there's absolutely no prospect of it happening because Southgate won't do it. But would I have started him tonight? Yes. Well said. That's where Tammy Abraham would have come in handy against the USA. Southgate out, but let's go England. Got to get behind them. 100% Jonathan. You've got to get behind them tonight. It's a massive game, as we know, and we do need to go get it. Let's hope that we can. Please share the video, by the way. Get involved. Well, we could be going late tonight. It could be Instagram. Sorry, it's not Instagram. It could be Instagram time. It couldn't be Instagram time. It could be extra time. It could be that. So it could be penalties. Don't take me back to Colombia. That was an interesting one, wasn't it? That wasn't that long ago either. So get ready for it. England are going to lose, says John. I'm nervous now, you know. I think there's something traditional about it for me. There's just something very traditional about this, you know. From a kid, I've watched England in World Cups, and it doesn't matter who the manager is, doesn't matter who the players are, you always get drawn back in, and I've definitely been drawn back in today, and I'm looking forward to it, big time. Let's see what happens. I'll laugh so hard if England lose, says Oliver. Look, I'm not bothered by that because I think there's so many people who will want England to lose. That's just the way it is. You know, most of Scotland, they'll be feeling the same. You know, it's not exclusively a minority. It is what it is. But what do I want to see in the first 20 minutes? I want to see some tempo. I thought we started so slow against Wales and USA. Iran was very different. I mean, that game was over very quickly. But I want to see some tempo. I want to see some focus. I mean, look, for Senegal, it's a massive game. We've not spoken about their mentality. We've not spoken about their approach. They might be nervous. They might put a few silly tackles in. They might play a few bad passes. They might not get their momentum. I think we've got to be the team that gets the momentum, you know, starts to dictate the game. I want to see us doing that from the off. And let's get a platform. Let's get an early goal. You know, I know it might be a bit boring for the neutral if another favourite wins the game comfortably. But look, I don't really give a shit about that. If I was a neutral and England win it 2 or 3-0, I'd say this World Cup's getting really boring. All the favourites are winning. But as an England fan, I'll love boring. I'll love to spend the last 20 minutes talking about what we're going to do against France. Senegal don't play a high line for Rashford to run behind, says Enigma. And exactly more. Tournament football is about tactics against different teams. We have options to play many ways. If Southgate was brave enough, we need an early goal, says SK. And you know what? And you know, I said this afternoon, so I don't want to repeat it in case, but some people might have been watching this afternoon, so it will be a repeat. England are very difficult to read. Even with an early goal, we're a problem. We scored an early goal in the Euros final against Italy. We thought we were going to win that first trophy in decades. We ended up losing. We scored an early goal against Croatia in the World Cup semi-final with Trippier. We ended up losing. So there is plenty of opportunity for Senegal to come back into it. Do I think it will go to penalties? I think England either win comfortably or it's a long night. I don't see Senegal winning this in 90 minutes. I don't think they're capable of beating us in 90. Well, they are, but I don't think they'll beat us in 90 minutes. I think if we're going to go out, you're talking extra time penalties. Which we don't want. We don't want to be doing that. I don't know whether we've got any players on yellow cards, by the way. I completely missed that. If anyone can let us know I didn't see that in the chat, but we're ready to go here. I've got the timer ready. The stats carousel's there. Sponsored by OneFootball. You can download that through the link in the description. Big shout out to OneFootball. Free app that you can download and get all your latest breaking football news, transfer news, stats, etc. Available on all platforms. We're good to go here. We're good to go. Do 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 do. That's what if I was Harry Kane, I'd get them all in a round. I'd get them stood around like the Senegal players, and I'd be in the middle going, "We're singing for England, England, do-do. You've got to hold and give, but do it at the right time. You can be slow or fast, but you must get to the line. They'll always hit you and hurt you. Defend and attack." Just sing, just do some songs like that. That's what I would do. Yeah, I'm probably talking arse here, but this is what happens when I actually give a shit. People said I've been a bit miserable, not really been engaged in England. I'm bloody engaged now. We're more than engaged. We're married. It's time to go. But I don't want any arguments as Senegal kick the game off. The time is on the screen. Let's do this. I'm sure this will be a 1-0 England classic Southgate win, says Neresh. You'd take it, though, wouldn't you? You'd take it. Oh, Bellingham with a good bit of pressing there. Bellingham's obviously going to play as the more advanced player. And Declan Rice does well there. And Pickford with an early kick. Speed is going to... Yeah, we don't want any Tadar, it's Sar. We don't want any Tarar, it's Sar anyway. I think Bellingham's got to have a big game, but look, I'm not going to say anything for the first 2 minutes because you can't tell how a game's going to go for the first 2 minutes. But Senegal on the ball here. Bit of a press going in from Henderson and Bellingham, which is good to see. Bellingham playing as the more advanced. My palms are sweating. Come on, England, says Nick P. There's Declan Rice into Bellingham. Koulibaly with the tackle. I had a chicken burger for tea, Oleg. Mark, you need to sing that after every England goal, says Tumbleweed. Do, 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 do. I won't do it. It's going to wind people up. Rashford should have started, says Ellie. I agree. I do agree with you on that one, Ellie. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're only about 50 away from 852,000. Get involved with That's Football. We've done every watch-along on the World Cup so far, and you're all very welcome to join us and get involved. Kushal says, I came here to watch you rage. Well, I'm sure that will happen at some point with England. It's inevitable, unless we win, which won't happen. So there will be some at some point. 64% people went with an England win. But I must say Senegal have started off quite calm. Why wouldn't they? I mean, gone are the days where these so-called lesser nations can't play a game of football, you know. Most of these players play for very decent European sides, whether it's in France. But that's a bad mistake. That is a bad mistake. But he wins it back anyway. If this was FIFA, I would restart and change their kit colour, says Nick P. I was just thinking the same, Nick. I don't like an all-green kit on all-green grass. But you know what? Harry Maguire's my goat, says The Adventure. This could be the sort of game where... It could be the sort of game where a corner, something like that. Disappointed not to see the dress, says Joshua. Well, it is here. You're sort of losing my prop. It's sort of there for a goal when it happens. So you're sort of ruining it now. But it is here. Sci-Fly says this game's going to extra time. I'm saying it now. Well, we've had 3.5 minutes, and I don't think England's tempo is anything to write home about. But here's the first chance to have a look. Oh, bad layoff by Foden. look at the way he burned away from Maguire then. Bloody hell, that's worrying. That's a warning. That's it. Pace. Pure pace. He just kicks it and runs. Cannot leave that situation where it's Maguire against a striker like that. And we need to learn that lesson very quickly, because against every other team, they've not been playing on our back line. They've not been looking to exploit us like that. And it's been very easy for Stones and Maguire just to be stood on their own. Bit of a warning, that. Anyway, calm down. Let's see what England can do with the ball. Bellingham's just gone down here. Didn't look like there was much in it. I think he'll be all right. Yellow cards could be important though. Would have been nice to see the ref giving it. Mbappe will be up against Kyle Walker though, MC, really, won't he? Peter says, why pick so many attacking players for the squad and use so little of them? It's just the mindset of the manager. I mean, I'd almost defend him on that. He is consistent with his defensive approach. You know, even when he plays a back four, he plays three midfielders who are all, none of them attacking. But I can already see a problem with England here, that where are we going to cause Senegal problems unless it's from mistakes? We don't really... Here we go. We don't really have any pace, do we? You know, Harry Kane's not quick. Foden's not quick. We've really got to get Saka in, because if we're going to play three holding midfield, well, not three. If we're going to play three midfielders like Henderson, Bellingham, and Rice, none of which are attacking, then you've got Foden who's slow, Kane who's slow. Got to get Saka in, because otherwise Senegal, we haven't got that ball. We haven't got that ball, have we? But these could be opportunities, set pieces. There we go, cleared. Kane. Ooh. Good bit of pressure by England here. Apparently Foden's quite fast. I don't think he's. Yeah, well, I don't think you know what you're on about. I don't think you know what I'm on about either, which is probably a fairer assessment. But when I think of pace, I don't think of Phil Foden. Here we go. Oh. This is good pressure. This is good pressure. We nearly got in there from Saka. This is good pressure. I've seen a few bad passes by Senegal. They're a little bit out of options, and that could have worked really well. Good couple of minutes for England here. No, let's not slow it down. Let's get the ball out and start moving it. We always want to slow it down, don't we? I remember, I think there was a pundit saying this last week. John Stones and Harry Maguire, they take 3 or 4 touches when they should be taking 2. You know, move the ball quicker and exploit the spaces better. Here we go. Here we go. Bellingham. Ooh, tell you what, it didn't look like a good cross, but Mendy missed it. This is a good period for England here. They're a bit ragged. God, look at Rice. He's basically playing like a fucking centre-back. We're playing a back five. Yeah, we've got going a bit now, David. I mean, Mendy on this cross here. I mean, if Saka had gambled on it, could have been a goal. Centre backs have to play slow as Rice and Henderson hide, says MUFC. Yeah, Senegal's passing's been a bit off, and that gives us an opportunity to just get hold of this game a little bit. I'm encouraged. I'm tentatively encouraged here. I think England have had a reasonable start. We've been better on the ball, and Senegal's passing has been a bit all over the place in the last few minutes. It might just give us a chance to get a bit of a grasp. There's a nice ball out to Saka. I'd like to see a good 5-10 minutes of England controlling the ball a little bit. Here's Bellingham. Yeah, we're having a good bit of possession now. I mean, it's pointless possession in some ways, but in other ways, it just settles the game. Well, I'd like to see us moving it a little bit quicker. I don't like this sort of stuff. I want us to go forward. Good play by Saka. Cross into the box. Bit overhit, but Luke Shaw picking up a lot of the second balls at the moment, which is important. It allows you to just get hold of the game, control the possession. Here's Bellingham. Good tackle. They can't get out at the moment, Senegal. They had a good start to the game, but they're... Here's Harry Kane. Cross is overhit. That was going to go for a throw-in. Johnny D says, we've got a squad that could really do some damage, but he picks wrong players. Scooby-Doo! I've got my England top and my tartan jammers on. You're in the World Cup, Scotland. I've qualified for you with my pajamas. I played the game. I've played the game. Douglas says, if we sort these crosses out, Mendy looks all over the place. Oh, Mendy's just caught one in the back off Saka there. Completely accidental, and he's all right. Sam says we're playing with quite a high line. I think we always try and play a high line when we get hold of the ball, which is why it's important that we get hold of the ball. One thing Senegal are struggling to do is keep the ball themselves. And the referee is letting it go here, which is good. Here's Saka in the box. Goes for a goal kick. The centre-backs are playing so deep, and Rice is basically playing in a back three with Bellingham far up the pitch. Massive gap between the defence and the attacks, says Joshua Bellwater. We basically are playing a back five. I heard somebody say this against Wales, and it was hard to see it against Wales because they didn't attack. But Declan Rice is almost dropping in as a back. We're bordering on a back five at times. Just keep your eye on Declan Rice. because he is dropping in a lot to the back five. At the moment, he's not. He's playing in front, but sometimes he is dropping in. Pickford does well there. Bellingham's had a good game. I think there's more space for him. Thrown to England. Yeah, Louis, I agree. Bellingham's having a good game so far. I think England are doing well at the moment. You know, first 15 minutes, I think we've been the better side. I thought Senegal started off well in the first 3 or 4 minutes, but for the last 10 minutes, I think England have been the better side. The pressing's been good. We've won most 50-50s. When the ball's going loose, we're winning that. That's a good sign. I think Senegal are panicking on the ball a bit as well. They're not comfortable. The long ball's always going to suit us with Stones and Maguire, and we've won that back again. And physically, we could do with a Harry Bain goal, Mario G. Yeah. Good touch by Luke Shaw there. Wins the free kick. I'm happy with this first 15 minutes. I think any nerves I've got at the moment are low. I can see we've settled. That's really important, and I think we've settled as the better side. So from this point, we're looking all right. England is only back four on paper. It's actually a 5-2-3 with a defensive midfielder. Going to be a game of long balls and crosses and less short passes, says DC. Here we go. Luke Shaw, come on. Nice little ball into Kane. Koulibaly's going to have that, and he does. That's a nice pass. Look at the pace. Oh, Maguire did well there. He's got a massive turn of pace. I mean, I thought Maguire did well. Maybe he did have his shirt pulled. Nah, not really. And number 13 there. I mean, he's making a yard on him with every stride. Goal kick anyway. Gareth Southgate with 316, like United in 2020, says Sidda. Thanks everyone for watching. Someone just said it's a snooze fest. It's very hard for me to say it's a snooze fest when it's England because it's my country, isn't it? So you're emotionally invested. I don't know what the quality of the game is for the neutral. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Get involved with That's Football. We're very close to 852k. Thanks everyone for tuning in as usual. We've done every watch along on here so far. We've also had a super chat from Harshed who says French game will most definitely be a back five from Southgate. He'll be scared of the pace of Mbappe and Dembele, says Harshed. You'd have to play Rashford in that game. You can't play a back five against France and have no pace on the break. Thoughts on the standard of referees in the competition, says Jackery. I don't think the refereeing's been that bad. You know, we've had some bad decisions, but is there been, you know, for the amount of games we're watching, how many times have we been saying that's ridiculous, that's ridiculous, that's ridiculous? I think the refereeing's been okay. You know, for a World Cup where you get so many different referees, so many different nationalities, with so many different backgrounds of, you know, how they referee in different countries. I mean, we saw it in the Europa League with Manchester United. The Martinez block that hit his knee and then hit his arm and they gave a penalty. Ridiculous, but apparently that is a penalty. I think the referee was Italian in that league. So there's not been a lot of things where you go, what's that all about? The Messi one, the Messi penalty was ridiculous, of course, but... Kalidou Koulibaly destroys Aguero and Vardy. Thanks, Dan. This game is poor for neutrals. This defence versus France is Cordinica. Why the hell do we play the ball back so much, says Tom? Look, there's a recurring theme with England is, and it is very much like Solskjaer with United. Defensively, well organised, but offensively, very slow, very predictable. Why take one touch when you can take four? And even Kyle Walker there, he's got so much space and he dithers for a few seconds. Corner given. Soft corner here. The fullback, I don't know why he lets this go for Senegal. He thinks it's going to be a goal kick and he just lets it go. This could be a big opportunity because Senegal switched off to give the corner in the first place. This could be a chance. It is a corner. They didn't think it was a corner. And you know what? It's not been the best of games, but this is the sort of thing Southgate's England do. Not great to watch, but get yourself a clinical set piece or something like that. Watch out for Maguire here. Foden's got a good delivery. That looks like a good delivery. Oh, and it's John Stones. The Man City connection. Got up well. Should have picked Tamori. He could guard against Mbappe, says Ice Lake. SK, good job so far. Definitely don't play any slower at the back. Senegal seem mistake prone. Keep it fast. Bellingham in midfield doing the work. Yeah. It's not great. It's not great to watch, but I think most England fans know that you're not going to get that. Pickford off his line. Probably didn't need to do that, but it worked. I've not been massively impressed with Senegal yet. I don't know what anybody else thinks. We may even have some Senegal fans watching, but I've not been massively impressed with you so far. Maybe it's nerves. But the passing's been poor. And bit of a chance. Oh! Bloody hell. I'm glad that didn't go in because it would have been badly timed. Just a bad ball out by Maguire. And they're on to us. Cross came in. Gets in front of Stones with the shot. Oh, I don't know how he doesn't miss. I don't know how he does. I don't know how he misses. Oh, there is a bit of a handball on Stones, but that'd be harsh. Be a harsh handball. Be a harsh handball, that would. Right, play on. You just never know. You just never know in a tournament. But that's what England need to be careful about because I don't think Senegal have done much for 10 minutes. And a bad pass out from the back, a cross comes in. You can say the bad pass was by Maguire, but John Stone switches off as well. France will twist Maguire like a pretzel, says Sean. I don't think it's just Maguire there. I think that Stones gets done as well. Bloody hell, Mendy's pass there is risky. It's not a penalty for me. I mean that, but we had one. United, we were given a penalty against us for something similar. So you never know. Maguire or Stones off at half. England having trouble with pace against us, the HPN. Who are your penalty takers, Mark, for England? If it comes to that, for me, it would be Kane, Rashford, Grealish, Hendo and Trippier. That was from Harshad. Are we looking to penalties already? We've already had 25 minutes. Well, Maguire took one and took it very well, didn't he? But we're a long way off from that. Maguire's passing's not good tonight. He needs to just calm it down. He's going for these big passes and just keep it simple. It's not a penalty. Come on, it hits his knee and then hits his hand. It's I'd never be surprised if it was given, but it should never be a penalty. And it's not a penalty anyway, which is the main thing. 25 minutes gone here, 0-0. Not been any clear-cut chances for anybody, has there? I mean, well, probably the Senegal chance. England need to wake up. This side-to-side backward passing is absolutely useless, says Sean. Henderson and Bellingham are the only ones battling. Moving the ball too slow. I just tweeted it there. Way too slow. Look at this. It's 0-0 in a World Cup knockout game and we're moving the ball around like this. Come on, get a bit of vertical passing going. I feel that Senegal are a little bit vulnerable. Just need to move it quicker. It's all a bit... You know, I don't... I've played the game, and I think there's a I think it's very obvious to the viewer, so it'd be very obvious to the player that Senegal haven't settled yet. They've not got any rhythm going. They're not, and we're knocking the ball around like this slowly. We should be trying to, you know, when a team's vulnerable. It's like a boxing match, isn't it? When you throw a punch and they're unsteady on their legs, you don't back off and let them get their head together. You go in and try and finish it. And I do feel that there is a vulnerability to Senegal that we're not exploiting at the moment. England are bad at penalties and have a manager who plays for draws. This is good. No, not good. No creativity, says Brian. I'd fancy us on penalties, you know. I take it it's not hot in Qatar anymore. You know, it's not. I don't know. Weather would the weather be an issue? $23 degrees. 10 o'clock at night. Nah. Rice and Henderson never available to receive the pass, says MUFC 123. That's better. Luke Shaw into Foden, one-touch passing. See, when we get it to people like Foden and Bellingham, they do move it quick, but it's sticking with Maguire and Stones and Rice and Henderson too much, and it's slowing us down. We've said this before. If I was the coach, I'd say to them, right, I don't want you to keep the ball for longer than 2 seconds. Get the ball, get rid of the ball. You know, go onto autopilot of what you're doing. Stop getting the ball and looking around. Get into the mindset of moving the ball quick. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. You're all very welcome on That's Football. Just had a message. Take a shot every time it's passed backwards. Yeah, you'd be pissed within 3 seconds. Any sign of Rice or Henderson coming to get the ball? Says Sambo. I wouldn't say it was similar to Wales because Senegal are a better team than Wales, but unfortunately we keep getting thrown into the same... I mean, look, do Senegal look like they're causing us any problems? No. So we're causing ourselves problems by not moving the ball quick enough. We've created nothing. We're going to have to go up a lot of gears in this game if we think we're going to compete with France next Saturday night. I mean, this is big boy stuff now. You know, you're in the knockout stage of the World Cup. You're not going to be playing Wales and Iran. You're going to start playing France, Spain, Brazil if you want to win this tournament. Senegal on the attack. Is it a chance to break? No. It's not actually just the crab football, it's the vision. It's like they can't move their eyes to spot a clever pass, says Nick P. Well, the only players who can do it are Bellingham and Foden at the moment. And I think Saka and Kane can do it, but with that, you know, Kane's not in the game. What we don't want is this. We don't want Senegal getting on the ball. That's surely a handball. Why is he not giving a handball for that? Good save, Pickford. Surely that was a handball, though, in the build-up. Well, they've had the two best chances here. Girlfriend in Holland for work and steaming in, says Samuel. Again, this is not Maguire. This is Stones. What's Stones doing? How's Stones giving him that much space in the box and letting him get the shot off? I tell you what, I agree with Coco. He says the game is crying out for Rashford. 100%. You know, it's what we were talking about just before the game about Harry Kane. He'll keep Harry Kane on because he's the captain and he's a world-class player. But does Harry Kane suit this game? Or does somebody with a bit of pace for a long ball suit it in? Plenty of time to go. We're not losing the game. I'm not panicking, but I do feel that we're losing our way a bit. I think we had a period of time between 5 minutes and 20 minutes where I think Senegal were looking a bit ropey. We were winning a lot of the second balls. And I'd say the last 10 minutes, we've just lowered the tempo of the game. Here's Kane, come on. Keeper's got that. I seriously think Southgate thinks he plays like City, but he just plays boring football, says Summerjet. Have to say, Mark, England are beyond tragic to watch, says Leo. Southgate tying these quality players' hands behind their back. Doesn't matter who he brings on. And why is Harry Maguire protected by the media so much when it wins a few headers against Hobbits and they claim he's better than Vidic, says Toho. But Southgate described it perfectly himself after Wales. He said, you know, we had a few moments that won us the game. And that was one of the things that United fans used to say about Solskjaer. The football was very much like this. You were hard to score against and you had a moment or two to win you the game. And, you know, you get called Moments FC. It's not... It is football, but it's not football, if you know what I mean. It's not good to watch. It's pragmatic is the nice word. It's boring is the real word. This is actually worrying because we haven't created anything, and this is against Senegal. And if this was France, we're going to get battered, Mark. Nathan, I agree. I think we'll win this game. Still think we'll win the game 1 or 2-0. We'll get a corner. We'll get a penalty. We'll create a chance and we'll take it. But Da Vinci says you're a prat. But, you know, you should be doing a lot more than this against a team like this. And I'm not disrespecting Senegal, but we should be doing a lot more. The reason I would say that is I don't feel like Senegal have got any rhythm. I don't feel with them that any of their movement or passing looks fluid yet. I don't think they've settled into this game, and that's disgraceful from England that we're playing a team that's really not settled, and yet they've had the 2 biggest chances of the game. Good play by Kane. I don't understand this midfield 3, says M4s. Take one off, move Foden into 10 and bring on Rashford. Exactly, 100%. Playing FM 23 on the side, bought Ward-Prowse for 35 million plus Adams. With him and Maguire, he scored 15 goals with set pieces and Ronnie's on 28, says Harshad. Playing Football Manager whilst watching England sounds about right, doesn't it? You could do your ironing, you could do your painting, you could do your weekly shop. It's terrible. You know, you think back to tournaments of the past watching England and you didn't dare go for a piss, let alone go and get yourself a drink. He's done well there. I think that might be a booking for Kyle Walker. No, he's not going to give it. Hi, Mark. Hope you and your family are doing well. You too, Nabil. I think Southgate is qualified enough to manage these players. These players are too good for him. He's not qualified enough. Thank you, yeah. Well, it's got echoes of Wales and USA so far, hasn't it, as first halves go? Right, they've got a chance to whip a cross in here, Senegal. I mean, we should be all right on this. We've got more than enough physicality. France will absolutely batter England. It doesn't work like that, Shane. I agree, but it doesn't always work like that. You know, we might play a lot better against France. They might make a mistake. We hit on the break. We're 1-0 up and we defend it out. You know, you can't say we definitely won't beat France, but we will be the massive underdogs. I'd agree with that. It seems as if Kane is playing in the midfield and we aren't even playing a number 9. Never going to score. We need Rashford, says the Don. Well, I mean, Rashford's definitely going to come on, isn't he? I mean, I suppose Southgate could say, oh, it was part of the plan. But I tell you what, no, this is not, it's not part of the plan to play shit football for an hour and then bring Rashford on, is it? England are doing a Belgium 2.0 and sticking great players into the hands of a bad manager and wasting the generation, says Jameson Gray. Mbappe versus Maguire, that's a scary thought, says Devon. Yeah, but Mbappe plays left wing, doesn't he? Maguire plays left centre-back, so they shouldn't really get in with each other. This is a chance. Bellingham. Kane. Yes! There we go. Jordan Henderson on the break. England 1-0. I told you. It's all about moments. And that moment came from Jude Bellingham on the break. Senegal, well, no, I'm not going to say it's game over, but that could be it. Because basically, it's just favourites scoring first. That clinical break from England. And that's all it takes. And I think Senegal were just getting ahead of themselves, just feeling that they were in the game. And we've done it. We've caught them on the break. Jude Bellingham and Jordan Henderson. The midfielders breaking as well. It's not been pretty, but we would take 1-0 for sure. Fantastic break. And it all comes from Luke Shaw driving the ball into Foden and a quick pass. And Harry Kane sees the run of Bellingham, who breaks from the midfield. And Henderson Yeah, the fullback ends up with 2 players to mark. It's a nice goal from England. And it all, you know what it all comes from? It all comes from moving the ball quickly. Finally move the ball quickly and we score a goal. Simple as that. Lovely team goal. It really is. Lovely team goal. Do we deserve it? Probably debatable, but at the end of the day, it's about getting the result done, isn't it? It's about winning the game, and we just need to switch on a little bit more in the second half now, and it sort of plays into our hands in the second half now because you can bring Rashford's pace on for the break. I don't think we're lucky. I think the goal's a good goal. It's not a deflection. It's not a set piece. It's not a dodgy penalty. It's a good goal. You've got to give credit to the players there. Luke Shaw, Foden, Kane, Bellingham, Henderson. It's a lovely goal. And it all comes from moving the ball quickly, which Shaw and Foden and Bellingham have looked to do. We finally got Harry Kane in a deeper position. You people running past him. It's a good goal. And I think that vulnerability of Senegal that's been there all half it's took us 40 minutes, but we've actually done something. And, you know, they've had 2 big chances themselves. That's our first chance of the game and we scored. I think it's our first shot on goal. So, you know, we're more than worthy of having a chance and taking it. Senegal didn't take their chances. And we've nearly had another one there. Harry Kane, of all the people to fall to, Harry Kane, Saka squares it. And this happened against Wales. You know, we got a quick 1-2 and killed the game, and we should have done. We should have done. Harry Kane. I wouldn't say it was a complete sitter, but it was a big chance. Put it over the bar. That's a breather now. That's a breather. Let's get to half time. Have a chat. Just need a good team chat. Calm yourselves down a bit. You know, we've got this game. We've got this game. And that right there is Jordan Henderson getting the box more times than Harry Kane. Hendo will play a better striker than Kane, says Nathan Allen. Harry Kane had a lot to play on the goal, you know. The ball into Bellingham came from Harry Kane. I think he might want Rashford to come on, says Dean Williams. Hi Mark, it's my mum's birthday today. She's a big United fan and loves your streams. Could you wish Jackie a happy birthday? Well, this could be a goal for England, Jackie. Oh, corner. Jaspel, big shout out to Jackie. Happy birthday. Hope you're enjoying the match. Thank you very much for watching. This is what I mean now. Luke Shaw's in here. Probably the first touch kills him, really. He has a bad first touch. Luke Shaw. Good to see Luke Shaw bringing in his England form. Corner. We've been good at corners. Headed away. Gary said he's resting Rashford for the second leg, says Christian. Second half. I think at the moment we've got this game and we can finish it off. Senegal need half time. I don't even think they've played well. I think we've played badly up until the goal, and you know we've made hard work of a game that really. Let me put it this way. I think if France were playing against Senegal, this game would be 2 or 3-0. I think Senegal haven't played very well. And I think, you know, 1-0 is... is a justifiable scoreline. We just need to be a little bit more on the front foot. Come on, Jackie W says Bush. And Mark, looking dapper tonight, bro. Thank you, Bojack. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. England 1-0 up here. 1 minute to go to half time. It's been pragmatic at times. It's been dull at times. But the goal was good. And here's Declan Rice now. And who's going to go? Who's going to stop him? Corner again. We could kill this game, you know. We could kill it before half time. Since the goal's gone in, Senegal have been on the ropes. And I hate to say it, but I don't think they're that good. Their favourites are taking this tournament by storm at the moment, aren't we? We're not getting any of these... Oh, Maguire, I thought was going to attack that. We're not getting any of these underdogs really competing at the moment. And I'm very glad in this game. What we got tomorrow? South Korea, Brazil, and... Is it Croatia, Japan? Well, it's not quite time to start thinking about France, but I'll tell you what, if we can get the second goal, it will be. Huzan says, if Mane was playing, it'd be so much better. Is it coming home? No. I ain't seen anything to suggest me that we're in contention for winning this tournament yet. My stance has always been that the tournament starts for England in the quarterfinal. I think we've had a very good... And look, we're not the only team. Most of the big teams are expected to get to the quarterfinals just because of the seeding. You know, that's the way it goes. You're in a group that's you are expected to qualify from. And then if you top your group, you're expected to play an easier team. And then the quarterfinals is when the tournament starts. And I think for England, that was for me always where we were going to play our first tough game. And we're capable of raising it against France. We are capable of raising it against France. And we're going to have to. Because from what I've seen of France in this tournament, they're considerably better than us. They've definitely got a better game plan than us. Bellingham. Oh, this should be it. Harry Kane. 2-0. It's over. It's over right on half-time. We've caught them on the break again. Game over at half-time. Forget about it. Forget about it. Harry Kane, 2-0. Senegal have fucked it. They've completely fucked it. I just think it's what we deserve. I just don't think Senegal have been anywhere near good enough to be mixing it up with some of the teams that are left in this tournament. They've been really bad. And I don't know why that is, because England for 40 minutes were shite. And then for some reason, much like Wales, we've just suddenly realised that we can play football and we can win this game. And for the last 5 minutes, we've been knocking on the door of making it 2-0, and we've made it 2-0. And Harry Kane gets his first goal of the tournament. I don't know what the keeper's doing, but I think he thinks he's going to go front post, and he leaves his back post open. But it's a lovely finish by Harry Kane, and that's England playing France. That's job done, isn't it? There's no way back for Senegal now. It's job done. It's make your subs, and yeah, we might be in for a little bit of a sluggish second half, but it's job done. You can't argue with that. Bellingham's been fantastic. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, loving to see that in the chat. He's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I think, well, we'll talk about it more. Well, it is half-time. It's right on half-time. It was actually 20 seconds added on, justifiably. But England 2-0 up here and looking very, very strong. And look, you know what? It's deserved. I don't want to hear any hate or bullshit about it not being deserved. We've been, if anything, we've been our own worst enemy in that game. I know Senegal had a couple of chances, but they were almost like, what the hell's going on here? Chances. I can't understand that. There's a big lesson for England there. You know, for 40 minutes, they're boring the shit out of the nation. They really are. And then suddenly we move the ball quickly and we're 1-0 up. And then after that goal, we suddenly just switched and gone, let's move the ball, let's move the ball, let's move the ball. And, you know, we should have had we should have had the second goal twice before we got the second goal, if that makes sense. Harry Kane had a chance, Luke Shaw had a chance, and then obviously Harry Kane's made it 2-0. So since that first goal's gone in, we've gone up a gear and we've believed. And the same thing happened against Wales after the Rashford goal. And we just need to play like that from the start. Like, stop dithering around at the back and start moving the ball and moving beyond Harry Kane and, you know, one-touch football. And Bellingham's been fundamental in both the goals we've scored. Obviously, Henderson broke to score. Get the ball in and around Harry Kane and things will happen. But this passing it around the centre-backs, Maguire and Stones and Rice, it's just, we've got to move the ball quicker. And I don't know whether Southgate's got them drilled because he's thinking about France and he knows against France he's going to have to play defensive, so let's go with that sort of mindset. But we're not playing France, we're playing Senegal. Let's exploit a team that's never settled. Let's exploit a team that looks uncomfortable. Let's exploit a team that is you know, making mistakes, because we need to go through the gears for the France game and we need to believe in the France game. And, you know, if we can turn this game into 4 or 5-0, then at least we're going to take some confidence and fluidity into that France game. From Ireland with dual citizenship and follow England and Man United because of my father. Always find it weird for it to be a taboo to follow England, says Lee Spicer. And nice, should be done. Too many mistakes from Senegal. This only works because of Bellingham and Hendo being tenacious. Too slow at the back, but we move, says SK. England is playing the same way Netherlands. Absolutely boring, pragmatic football, says Antonio. You know what? You make a really good point there. But, you know... I've got to say, I expected... Shane says England are going to win it all. Look, you can think that if you want. I think I'll reserve judgment until we play a decent team. We've not really played a decent team yet. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because the United States were better than us and got a draw, and yet Netherlands dispatched them quite comfortably. Senegal and Netherlands was quite a close game, and we've dispatched them very comfortably. Football's funny sometimes. You can't follow a rhythm, can you? But what we are seeing in this knockout stage is that all the favourites are just dispatching the so-called, you know, exciting underdogs, and they're getting exploited very, very quickly. You're going out in the France game, says Da Vinci. Wilson, thank you very much. Bellingham, clearly man of the match. We can't start like this against France. Need to come out the blocks quicker and more confident, says number 7 United. And if we keep that momentum up that we had during the 2 goals, we could beat France and maybe even the World Cup, says Josh. Look, if England play like they did in the last 5 minutes there, that's the way we should be playing. That's the way France are trying to play. Spain, Brazil, Argentina. Teams are trying to play like that, and for some reason we don't. And there is very big similarities between the way the Dutch are playing and the way England play. Defensively, pragmatic, and then, you know, when the opportunity is there, you go for it, and you go for it quick, and you exploit the spaces. And both goals, Senegal are exploited because they're attacking. They're both counter-attacking goals, and they're both, you know, good goals. But we need to. You're not always going to be able to counter-attack, so we've got to move the ball quicker. And I think there's. Look, I'm very, very pleased. I think at 0-0, I was a bit worried about where this might be going because we didn't want extra time, we didn't want penalties. So I'm very, very happy. But there is that nagging doubt of why does it take us 40 minutes to get going, and then why do we suddenly just go bang, 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 and what impact has that first goal had on Senegal? Because it's almost like they know they're not coming back from 1-0 and they've just capitulated, a little bit like what happened to Wales. So, yeah, I mean, look, I'm very, very excited about the game on Saturday because that's when the World Cup starts. We are capable of beating France. But we will be the underdogs, and we're going to have to, you know, step it up. Been waiting all tournament for Kane to score. Let's go, says Jeff. Yeah, it's great that Harry Kane's got his first goal. I'm a Yank rooting for England here. Anyone know what happened to Sterling, says Jenny. I've had a story about Sterling. I just need to... I might be able to read it out here. So I got sent this... apparently, a multi-winning award-winning broadcast journalist has said that Raheem Sterling might be returning back to England because he's been victim of an armed robbery where his family were in the house in London. Now, I don't know whether that's true. Maybe somebody in the chat will be able to check that out. Yeah, we'll probably find out about that more in the future. Antonio19 says USA versus England was a group stage game and so was Netherlands Senegal. Realistically, neither was expected to win. Hi Mark, this England team need to start better. Against a better team, they will get punished. They need to pass the ball quicker, says Vignesh. Walker, Stones and Maguire have been shocking. We need to keep the ball away from them at all costs, says Threefold Path. And Mark, being a Blues fan and seeing Jude, what he's doing is incredible, but would you say he's England's most important player at the moment over Kane and Foden, says Liam G. And what a player Bellingham is, says Anthony. Man United paying 200 million for him will be a bargain in the long run. His development is out of this world. 19 years of age as well, Anton. 19 years of age. And yeah, what a player. Massive part to play in both goals. Look, we're doing what England should be doing. We're moving through the gears against the team that we're favourites to beat. I'm sure to the neutral, this is not a great game to watch. I'm sure to the neutral, England haven't been that impressive, and you're probably hoping that Senegal score, and then England just, have 5 minutes of really good quality and kill a game off. And you're probably thinking, I'm going to go and have a bath. I get that. But from an England fan's perspective, the most important thing for us is that we actually get back... that we get through this game and set that game up against France. And we'll be written off against France. We will be. But I don't mind that. Sometimes being the underdog's not a bad thing if you can perform well as the underdog. And England are set up as the underdog. We will definitely play. We may well go to a back five, which I'd be disappointed about, but we may well go to a back five. And we'll certainly play on the counter. That's going to happen against France. And Southgate will probably be quite comfortable with that because France are one of the best teams in the tournament, and they are also the World Cup holders. So the tournament starts on Saturday for England. It's the first big test that we've got. So in the second half, you've got to be really thinking about that. And he's got an opportunity now to sort of give us a hint in the second half about what he's going to do. I think your defence will suffer versus Dembele, Giroud and Mbappe and Griezmann, says Antonio19. And... do you feel sorry for Senegal? No, I don't. I think no Marnie, no party, says Shane. Look, I'm an England fan. I want England to win. I'm spending all my time talking about England, of course. But if I could just spend a moment being pragmatic and talking about Senegal, they, for me, have been not very good. Not very good. They've... I don't follow Senegal, and maybe some people do, but... they've never looked comfortable on the ball. They've never, for me, settled into the game. I know they've had a couple of moments where they nearly scored, but it's all been a bit... it's never looked smooth. It's never looked well constructed. They've never really settled into the game, and I felt that they were vulnerable. And really, I'm surprised it took England 40 minutes to have their first big chance. So I'm interested to see what we can do in the second half, because I think their heads have gone. I think you can see their heads have gone. I think their heads went after the first goal, to be honest with you. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen in the second half, because England are growing in confidence, of course. And I guess it's a question of what he decides to do and how he decides to do it. And what I mean by that is I think surely Marcus Rashford will come on, because that was part of the plan. Mark, what's your honest opinion on Jonathan David, says Shaunik? I don't think we really have time to talk about that, but I don't think he had a great World Cup. I don't think he'll be getting a big move. Senegal were good. That first goal just knocked the confidence out of them, says Grime. I don't think they were good. I don't think they were good. If that's Senegal on a good day, then they're never going to get past the round of 16. I think you've got to be better than that. You know, whether you're Australia, USA, we said about USA yesterday. If you want to get past the Netherlands, France, England, Argentina, you've got to be better than what Senegal have been today. You've got to be better than Poland. You've got to be better than USA. It's all right, winning praise in the group stage, but it's been very straightforward for the favourites so far in the first 4 games. So I suppose the question is, how do these clubs bridge that gap? And I think it's difficult because I don't know whether it's stage fright, but they just didn't settle today. Do you reckon this England team has more talent than the Golden Generation? No, Damon, I don't. I think the Golden Generation is a much better team. You're talking about Gary Neville, Ferdinand, Terry, Ashley Cole, Beckham, Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard, Rooney, Owen. I don't think this team is as good as that team. Predicting a derby, England versus final, a Falklands derby, England-Argentina, says Pushan. Could happen. Mark, your thoughts reflect your persona. Genuine throughout, bad times and good, diplomatic when needed, wishing you all and United stand peace, says Wilson. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that. Footballers have got worse as the money's got better, says Kay. There are similarities between the Golden Generation and this, though, in the sense that both teams are managed by pragmatic managers who ultimately are probably going to fail in making us the teams that we could be. I think that's fair to say that could happen. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, I can't help myself. I think everybody's in the same position. I'm massively thinking about that French game now, and I'm starting to think about how we do that. And there's so much praise for Jude Bellingham in the chat, which is great. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way, bottom right hand corner. Get involved with That's Football. We're doing every watch along on here. And I'm already wandering towards that France-England game because I think it's just going to be so intriguing to be the underdog. But then you've got people like Harry Kane, Phil Foden, Jude Bellingham in your team who they can mix it. They can mix it against the Varans and the Tchouaménis. And, Tchouaméni and Rabiot, they're having a really good World Cup. But name-wise, you'd expect Bellingham to be able to mix it with them. I think it's going to be a very interesting game. And it will come down to how England approach it. Will we just give up 60% of the possession and play on the counter, or will we actually try and have a go? Which, in honesty, we didn't really have a go in this game until the 40th minute. We didn't really have a go in the Wales game until the second half, and the USA game we never had a go. So I'm intrigued. I'm already thinking about that. But possession-wise, this half, 65% for England, 35% for Senegal. 4 shots to 3, 2 shots on target to 1. We've took both of ours, which is clinical. You've got to be clinical. Passing accuracy is much better as well. We've made way more tackles. So, look, statistically, it's in England's favour, of course. A couple of substitutions. In fact, 3 substitutions for Senegal here. I think they've got to do it. They've got to try and make a change, of course. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. JC says, it sucks that my team Mexico didn't make it out. Hopefully England can bring it home. I'm rooting for them. Best of luck, lads, says JC. Give Hendo some praise. Hard worker, very good at what he does, and a true leader. He should be England's captain over Kane, says Frentas. And if we're going to beat France, we need to play Foden at 10, 2 holding Rashford, Saka in the wings, match France's formation, says Sean. Well, I think, Sean, you probably made the chat of the night. Stephen Lilly says Bellingham's a future Ballon d'Or winner. He looks world class. Don't think there's a better box-to-box midfielder in the world at the moment. And if England bring it home, will you take back what you've said about Southgate, says Simon? I'm not even going to answer that. You want me, a serial doubter of Gareth Southgate, to sit here and waste oxygen on saying if Southgate turns it round, I'm going to contemplate saying he's a good coach? We've not played anyone yet, mate. I'm enjoying it. I want England to win the World Cup, but I also know to win the World Cup, we're going to have to beat France, probably Spain or Portugal, and then Brazil in the final. We ain't beating those 3 teams, whoever they are, playing like this. We are not going to pragmatically find our way winning this World Cup. We are going to have to find a way, and I appreciate that super chat that we just read out there. If I'm playing France, I'm matching up. I'm going to 4-2-3-1. I'm playing the back 4. I'm playing Rice and Bellingham. I'm playing Foden at 10. And I'm putting Saka and Rashford on the wing and Kane through the middle. It's the only way, because if you go to a back five, you're giving them the possession, and you're going to have to lose one of your midfielders. And if we sit back with a back four, we're going to leave too much space. So I think we've got to occupy France's defence, and to do that, you've got to keep your number 9 on the centre backs, and we've got to push their fullbacks back. Saka and Bellingham have been class. Hopefully, we'll see Bellingham at United, says Mr. Isho. Sorry, I haven't started the clock. Yeah, so I'm not going to talk about redemption to Gareth Southgate when I've been very consistent, and so have many others, that we should walk into the quarterfinals, and we are going to walk into the quarterfinals. I'm not taking anything away from the excitement of the goals. It's been great to see, but you know, some critics would say we've not played very well in this World Cup, and we've walked into the quarterfinals. So for me, massive week. Can't wait. It just makes me want to end this game and go to Saturday night. I'm so excited about Saturday night, because that's when the World Cup starts. And you know what? Saturday afternoon, I think I will be partaking in a few mulled wines and a bit of, I'll be getting rid of Elton John and rocking around the Christmas tree and shaking Stevens and putting on a bit of Three Lions and building it up for what is going to be a massive game. I can't wait for it. And we're capable of, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and say that France are going to batter us. I'm not going to do that, because that's the analysis of a fool. Like, that very rarely happens. Like, you know, I've seen it with, you know what? In this, if you want a bit of hope, United fans can give you hope, because under Solskjaer we played like this. Yeah, you know, counter-attacking moments, whatever you want to call it. We did play like this a lot. Here's Kyle Walker. No, he should have shot, mate. We played like this, and you know, we'd have a couple of bad results, right? And then the next 2 games would be Man City away and Spurs away, or something like that. And everyone would go, he's going to get sacked. They're going to get absolutely battered. And then we'd go and beat both of them. So I put England in that camp. Everyone's going to say that France are going to batter us. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we went and beat them. Because football is never as simple as France are going to absolutely batter England. And I don't think it will happen. I don't think they will batter us. I'm going to say it right here, right now. And I don't care if you clip it or email it or, you know, whatever. I don't think France will batter England on Saturday, because I think everybody thinks England are going to get battered on Saturday. And I think that sometimes plays in your favour. And I can see us getting a result. I can. I don't think we'll win it. We'll probably get knocked out in the semi-final because we'll believe our hype. But I don't think we're going to get battered by France, because we'll have a game plan for a start. We'll have a game plan where I can see France creating chances and missing them, and then, you know, we catch them on the break. But can we see a game? Can we see Senegal getting back into this game? No. France are not like United. They know how to break a back 5 defence. Southgate should go all out, maybe even play Foden, Rashford and Saka as a front 3, says Harshad. You can get at France. You can get at France on the break. Many times I've seen them, you know, especially when they have a corner. Ooh. Half a chance for Senegal there. Look, the World Cup might have gone a bit boring with all the favourites winning, but the great thing about the quarter-final is, you know, Argentina, Netherlands, England, France, you know, they're big games, and at some point we're going to get a game that's a little bit entertaining, and I think France-England will be. Don't disrespect Senegal by already talking about France, says Varron. Oh, come on, mate. Does anybody think that Senegal are getting back into this? I mean, you know, in some ways it would make it an interesting second half, but I've not seen any improvement in this first 5 minutes. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Look, I said it before the game. Lovely play by Kyle Walker. No, he's not won it. I said it before the game. I played the game. I said it before the game. I said, I want England to be tested tonight. I wanted Senegal to test us. Do I feel that we've had the test we needed to go? Because France are going to test us. It would have been far. We've got plenty of days rest. We've got 6 days. So a proper good game against Senegal would have been good. But I don't feel like we have been tested, to be honest. Where do you think Bellingham will end up, Mark? Oh, I think there's a big chance he's going to end up at... I think Liverpool are very confident that they're going to get him, They are, aren't they? I think if United... Look, at the end of the day, Liverpool are not in the Champions League spots at the moment. I think they will be at the end of the season. But if Liverpool don't get in the Champions League and Man United do, and we get new owners, then, maybe it can happen. But there just seems to be... this confidence around... Look, I'll say it. I know a lot of people in the game. And, I was talking this morning about Arsenal being confident about, like Arsenal potentially going in the race for Gakpo. I feel that they will... I feel there's a lot of confidence around Liverpool getting Bellingham. And I don't know why. Maybe it's just paper talk. Maybe it's just fans, But they do seem like they're confident. But it'd be nice for England to go and win this 3 or 4-0 though, won't it? Unless you don't like England, of course. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, we've got all the games as a watch-along. 2 more tomorrow. And, of course, we'll be doing England against France on Saturday. Well, presuming England win this game. We'll be doing England-France on Saturday. Saturday night, 7 o'clock. England against France. Oh, what a game. What a Saturday night. Saturday night. Didn't think we'd be doing that in December, though. To be fair to Bellingham, he's not going to go to a small club like Liverpool. It'll be Madrid for sure, says Nick P. Well, we talk about the World Cup, don't we? And we talk about how, it can make careers and it can heighten interest. I think in the case of Jude Bellingham, most people will know who Jude Bellingham is. But, when you're doing it in a World Cup where everybody's watching, it does make a difference. Somebody in the chat there is in my team. He said, I did see it. I saw you somewhere. Where did you say it? Michael, he says, honestly, I think England will beat France. I think people are writing us off, I've always acknowledged that the tournament starts for England in the quarterfinals and that... wait a minute, Saka. I've always acknowledged that the tournament starts for England in the quarterfinals, and I'm not going to really take any notice of anything before massively because we should beat Senegal, we should beat Wales, we should beat Iran. But the quarterfinals is where it's all at for England. The tournament starts there. We will be the underdogs, but... there's no reason why we can't do it. I mean, what I would say is I'd be terrified of the semi-final if we beat France because can you imagine the hysteria if we knock France out, who are the World Cup holders and one of the favourites? We'd have already won it, but then the semi-final was going to be even harder. Like, I think Portugal and Spain would give us presuming it is them, it would be a very difficult game. I'd love to see Rashford come on and make it 3-0, says Kevin. He's got to come on because he should have started the bloody game in the first place. So, yes, tomorrow's fixtures are Japan-Croatia at 3 o'clock and then Brazil-South Korea at 7 o'clock. The winners of those 2 games go on to the Argentina-Netherlands side. So that's not going to be England's side if we do beat France. But if we did beat France, we would play... one of Morocco versus Spain or Portugal, Switzerland. I mean, the interesting thing is, if you look at the Netherlands, USA, favourites won comfortably. Argentina, Australia, favourites won comfortably. France, Poland, favourites won comfortably. England, Senegal, England are winning comfortably at the moment. Japan, Croatia, you'd say Croatia are favourites. Brazil, South Korea, you'd fancy Brazil. Morocco, Spain, you'd fancy Spain. And Portugal, Switzerland, you'd fancy Portugal. Are we going to get a round of 16 where every favourite goes through? We've got to get a shock. We don't want it tonight, but we've got to get a shock. We've got to get a tight game. I don't think the Argentina game was close, Anna. I think it was on scoreline, but I think Argentina, if they'd the chances they had in that last 15 minutes, it should have been 3 or 4-1. I know Australia stayed in it. They were fantastic, and there was a good save from Martinez, and there was a good block by Martinez. But, Argentina really made it closer than it should have been. But anyway, the favourites won, didn't they? Truth is, we're just afraid of our defence versus France. Everywhere else, we're confident we can put up a fight. Midfield battle would be interesting, says SK. Yeah, and I think the interesting thing for me in the France game is going to be, look, it's not an elephant in the room. Let's discuss this. The France game, what are your thoughts? Because for me, it will all come down to how we approach the game. How are we going to play that game? What a goal. What a goal. This is what we can do. This is what we can do when we attack. Absolutely superb. It's so reminiscent of the goal that we scored in the first half. It's just delightful. Delightful football. The finish by Saka is fantastic. The cross by Foden is superb. The link-up play by Harry Kane is fantastic. And the timing of that goal, in contrast to what we were actually talking about, is brilliant as well, because we were just talking about how we're going to approach the French game. Now, are we going to approach the French game like this? Are we going to approach the French game where you've got Jude Bellingham running from the midfield? You've got 4 or 5 people approaching the box. Are we going to do that? Are we going to play like that against France? Because if we do, we can score good goals. If we're not going to do that against France and we're going to go to a back 5 or we're going to play deep and counter, then it's going to be very difficult to beat them. And I think somehow Gareth Southgate needs to swallow the last 8 years of his management of England and go on the front foot. And not in the sense that you don't defend, but I think we've got to give as much as we're going to get. If we go defensive and counter, I think we're going to have problems. But lovely goal by Saka, absolutely superb, and lovely cross. This is Saka, superb finish, but Foden, brilliant. Apparently Poland dominated France in the first half. Don't know what game you were watching, mate, but it certainly wasn't. It was a fake. Send it back. Send that stream back. You got it off Wish. So we've got 32 minutes to go here. Saka scored the third, Suhash. Poor Senegal. It's embarrassing. What's happened with Senegal? Are England just too good? Well, we know that's not the case because we were shit for 40 minutes. So, I mean, Saka's got 3 goals, hasn't he now? Three goals for Saka, 3 goals for Rashford. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Yeah, we were just talking about the France game, and I think that, look, what have England done well in this tournament? What have England done well in this tournament? We've scored some good goals. What have we done badly? Defend. You've got to try and attack. I have to shout out to the Senegalese legend Demba Ba, who made Steven Gerrard slip from 40 yards, says Jonathan. Player ratings will be out in about 10 minutes, mate. I'll let you know. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. And can I just do a big shout out to Wash and Go, who are sponsoring the show. Look, you might not be able to see it, but 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner delivered to your door. Clean, strong, healthy hair. I use it every day. They're a lucky omen for this today. I was a little bit nervous earlier on, and to be honest, the game has been poor. You know, it's been poor as a spectacle. It's been brilliant as an England fan. It's been very routine. I got to say, I've never been a huge fan of 4, 5, 6-0 games. That, you know, you want to be entertained, don't you? But it is, you know, selfishly, it's very entertaining as an England fan. So, you know, you just have to put up with it, don't you, if you're not? But yeah, lucky omen, Wash and Go. Check it out through the link in the description or scan the QR code in the bottom right-hand corner. Get it delivered to your door. You can't see it because it's a green bottle, but it has got a blue lid on it. Fantastic. The ITB curse is now over, says Lawrence. Yes, it is. Maguire Syndicate says Mane finishes those chances in the first half. It still wouldn't be enough though, mate, would it? Mark, do you think Portugal should drop Ronaldo to increase their chances? He's been bad all tournaments, as the real Ivan. This one is done. Was hoping for a better game. Senegal didn't really show up today. Thoroughly outclassed. Yeah, 100%. I agree with that, the Riddler. The tournament starts on Saturday for England. And there's a lot of people going out, oh, France are going to batter you. Look, I completely agree that we're going to be the underdogs, but I completely don't agree that we're going to be knocked out. I think we've got a chance. I think we've got quality. I think a lot of the goals that we've scored in this tournament have been nice and clean and well constructed. I just think, unfortunately, if we were coached by a more attacking coach, I think we'd be very hard to beat. I think we'd be contenders to win it. Our biggest issue is Southgate and whether he'll let the handbrake off. Because when the handbrake's let off, we're a good side. But when it's not, that's the fear. I'm waiting for the person who said before the game this is definitely going to extra time, because if this goes to extra time, we're in for an absolute cracker. Hey, Chris says, are you going to wear the dress? Well, the dress can come out and have a cameo, but the dress has been confined to the bin because we didn't need the dress. We'll go more traditional, I think, for the semi-final. Oh, Jordan Henderson's gone down here. Now, I'm hoping he's just banged his knee. No, he's all right. He's all right. Rashford's coming on now. I know the green amber thing you talk about. However, objectively, Mark, I do think you're naturally quite pessimistic. Can't we just enjoy winning, says James. Mate, James, I'm glad you've got an opinion. I think you're trying to be a little bit clever there. I don't know what game you're watching. I haven't been pessimistic. I've actually said I think England will beat France. So, if you're trying to sort of turn a nice evening into something it's not, I suggest you go and watch Midsummer Murders. Do you think Southgate will go with a back five against France, says the Riddler? Yeah. Grealish and Rashford are coming on. I didn't see who was coming off. Do I think England will go with a back five against France? Oh, that's the $1 million question. I'm going to do a poll on it. Will Southgate play a back five against France? There you go. Saka and Foden have gone off for Grealish and Rashford. Look, if he plays a back five, Kyle Walker moves centrally and Kieran Trippier goes to the right, and you lose one of your midfielders. So you probably play Bellingham and Rice and lose Henderson. You can't lose Bellingham. I don't think you'd lose Rice. So it's very easy to do. It's very easy to do. Just drop Henderson and put Trippier in and you've got a back five, and it doesn't change much to the way that the team plays as a front three. We could beat France with a back five. We definitely could. I don't think we need to do it. I mean, Giroud is a handful, but he's not fast. So why would you need to play a back five? I wouldn't go with it. I don't think, you know what? I think he might go with a back five, but I think you've got to send the right message out. And if he goes to a back five, it might mentally send the wrong message to the players. So I think he might go with a back four. Keep Henderson in the team. Get Rice to drop in every now and again. Leave Giroud to Maguire and Stones. Get Declan Rice to deal with Griezmann. Double up Shaw and Dembele and Walker and Mbappe. And then leave Bellingham and Henderson to take on Rabiot and Tchouaméni. And then you're manning up, aren't you? You've got basically a game of individual battles is what we want. And if we can win enough of them, we can win the game. The midfield three works well because Rice and Henderson give protection and allow Bellingham to get forward and be brilliant and chase the ball, says Zach. And who do you think is going to win the World Cup if not England, says Maxwell? I think we'll learn a lot about who's going to win the World Cup in the England-France game. Because if England can get the shock, then the tournament opens up. But if France beat England, I think we're heading towards a France-Brazil final. In my opinion. Happy Funster says, you call the coach boring, they score a bagload of goals and you call for a back five. Is this guy for real? Or is he just completely terminally thick? At what point in this stream have I said we should play a back five? I was asked a question about whether we're going to play a back five, and I said, no, we shouldn't play a back five, but the manager might play one. Who lets these people on a computer? God knows what they're searching if they're typing stuff like that. Anyway, 68% of you said that he will go with a back five. I'm going to go with the 32% who say no. I don't think we'll get embarrassed against France, you know. Poland were... What was the score with Poland? I mean, it was 1-0 for a long time. And Poland had a big chance at 0-0. So, we'll get chances. We'll get chances. Jacobs, it says that Foden's truly world class. I feel that every England fan tonight should pat themselves on the back. Because remember that the start of this tournament, Foden wasn't anywhere near the team. And then, you know, I think, to be fair to Southgate, he's taken that on board and listened. France versus England will be the best game in the World Cup, says Hamoud. He'll have the most hype, definitely. Player ratings will be out in a minute or two. I can't believe there's still 20 minutes to go in this game. It's been over, really, since 1-0, hasn't it? But, you know, Rashford, get another goal. I mean, Mbappe's got 5 now. Rashford's got 3. He'll be looking for a goal, won't he? You know, if you knock France out next week, there's a chance to catch Mbappe as well. I said terminally thick. Hamlet, you might want to clear your ears out. Terminally sick. God. I lose faith in society sometimes, you know. People trying to twist your words and make out you've said things that you haven't said. Netherlands will shock everyone, says Mikkel. Well, they're not on our side of the group, mate. Don't these games make you want to watch Japan now, says DC. I used to watch The Walking Dead. Murata is trash, but I'm probably about 5 seasons behind now. I think most people who watch Walking Dead did give up at various times. Well done if you made it to the end. It was a slog. Which team do you think England and France will face in the semi-final, says Jit? I think people have written France off. I'm seeing a lot of people saying that Spain. I think a lot of people are writing Spain off. I think there's a lot of people saying that Morocco will beat Spain. I don't see it. I think it could end up being like this. And I think Spain would beat Portugal. I think it'll be a Spain-Portugal quarterfinal, and I think Spain will be awaiting France or England in the semis. That answers your question, Impulse77. Hamlet, no worries. No worries. I just didn't want people to think that, or anybody to think that I'd said that, so no worries about that. Morocco, see, and there's another one here crossing the channel. Morocco will knock Spain out. Look, I really hope you're right, mate. I really hope that you're right. I think that it would be great to get a shock. You know, I'll ask you, what's your opinion of the first 4 round of 16 games in relation to the tournament? Do you think it's good for the tournament, what's happened? Do you think the games have been a bit, too routine? Have they been entertaining enough? And we've had no nil-nils. But 3 out of the 4 have been dead in the last 15 minutes. They've been done and dusted. Australia, Argentina, Argentina missed a lot of chances and it kept it open. Who do you think will end up as England's top scorer this World Cup, says Marden? Well, at the moment, it looks like right wing's the place to play. Because Foden's a creative and Harry Kane's dropping deep. So I would say that the top scorer is going to be Saka or Rashford. And that depends on minutes, doesn't it? I have watched. I love this sort of comment from NASA as well. You clearly haven't watched Monaco or Spain, lad. Yeah, I've literally sat and done watch-alongs with people on here. All right, we'll see what happens. I'll tell you what, Spain will beat Morocco. Let's see how comfortable it is for Spain against Morocco then. And we'll see what's right. Mason Mount's coming on. I think the only game that we might get an entertaining shock is Japan-Croatia tomorrow afternoon. I think Brazil are going to beat South Korea. I think Spain are going to beat Morocco. Oh, Portugal-Switzerland. That could be very close / boring. Mark, all your favourites are winning, which means we are due for an upset, says Brian. Yeah, we're well overdue. We're overdue a really good game and an upset. But you know what? If we don't get any in the round of 16, we can just say the round of 16 was shit. But the quarterfinals, we already know we've got England, France. We already know we've got Argentina against Netherlands. And whilst they might end up being boring, on paper they're very exciting. We should get Brazil, maybe Croatia or Japan, which I think would be a good game. And then we'll probably get Portugal, Spain. Bellingham versus Frankie de Jong. Who do you think is more viable for English clubs? Says I don't think I don't think Frenkie de Jong is going anywhere unless Barcelona tell him to, and I don't think they will. So, but Bellingham will leave. What does James Maddison have to do? Well, we've got ourselves into this position, haven't we, where the team has evolved during the tournament, and we're not actually playing with a number 10. We're not playing with a number 10. We haven't got a number 10. So you've got Mason Mount, Conor Gallagher, James Maddison, Phil Foden and Jack Grealish, who can all play at number 10, and we don't play with number 10 because Kane drops in. So Maddison will not play a minute in this tournament. I can't see, well, unless he brings him on now because this game's over. I can't see Maddison getting any time. He's there for a holiday, isn't he? Experience, but I'd have brought Maddison on there. You know, we've seen enough of Mason Mount. We know what Mason Mount can do. Why not just give Maddison a chance? MUFC 123 says Maguire holds the back four together. A clash yet again. I thought he was a bit crap in the first 40 minutes, mate, and I don't think Senegal have done anything since. But I also thought John Stones was at fault as well. So again, we've not really been tested defensively again, have we? Since we upped the game on the 40th minute, it's been very similar to Wales, and I think we've got to just get that tempo up against France from minute one, because when we get the tempo up, we get control of the game, and for some reason we seem a bit sluggish to do it. We have got player ratings. I'm going to get it going now. Cross into the back post. Maguire nods it back, and they clear it away. Okay, it's up and running on the unitedstand.com if you want to go to that, but I will drop the link in the chat for you anyway. Mark every player out of 10. Six being average, and then put a star next to your man of the match, and it will generate all your player ratings and aggregate them against everybody else's, so you get an aggregate score. I've pinned that in the live chat as well. So I'm going to do mine while I'm waiting as well. No, I'll do mine in 5 minutes, then I can shout out what everyone was giving it. Please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Look, honestly, I would have liked it to be a bit more entertaining, but on the other hand, it's nice to know with half an hour to go that you're in the next round of the World Cup and you're on easy street, and you can basically think, oh, what shall I have, a bath or a shower? What shall I have for a supper? You know, it's not. I hope we're doing this against France on Saturday night. I mean, I think we all create. Look, I played the game. When I look back at Manchester United results, and I think of the new camp, if we'd beaten Bayern Munich 3-0 with 20 minutes to go, we'd have won the treble, and it would have been nice. But the reason that treble is so good is because going into the 90th minute, we were losing 1-0. And then we had 3 minutes of complete and utter fantasy, and we won the treble, and that's what makes it so. It would have been memorable anyway, but it's at another level. We all remember the games where it's close, whether we win or lose, so we all want a better game, but you can't complain about that. You can only play the game that's in front of you, and England are worthy, comfortable winners here. And I think I said it this morning before the France game. I said it this morning that I think that we've got a very clear. It's just very hard for an underdog to make an impact in the World Cup. You know, you look at the squad that England have got, the France squad, even the Netherlands squad, the Argentina squad, and they come across teams like the USA who haven't got a striker, or Poland who've got a world-class striker but haven't got world-class players to get the ball to him, or Australia who are punching way above their weight, or Senegal who are missing their best player. And it's very obvious that these teams cannot deal with the quality of and depth of quality that the favourites have. And I think it poses the question that, will we see, not just will we see an Asian team or an African team ever win the World Cup, but will we ever see a Croatia win the World Cup? Will we ever see anybody win the World Cup out of the elite clubs that have already won it? And there's only one team that I think can do it that's never won the World Cup before, and that's Portugal. And that's because they've got, a bench that looks like a first team. The favourites have stepped up in this tournament, and the underdogs can't live with them. And, for the good of world football, we want that to happen. But I guarantee you, in 4 years' time, when we increase this World Cup to a ridiculous 48 teams, we'll still end up in a situation where in the quarterfinals, the tournament really starts with the 8 best teams in the world. Do I think a lot of people saying the Netherlands? You know what? I don't think the Netherlands can win the World Cup. They can in the future, but I'm talking right now. I don't think the Netherlands can win the World Cup. I think Portugal could win the World Cup. I don't think the Netherlands can win the World Cup. I might be wrong. You're right to throw them in there, but yeah, in the longer term, I can't just say we'll never see an African team win the World Cup. We'll never see an Asian team win the World Cup. I don't think we're going to see a non-favourite European team do it, apart from maybe Portugal or the Netherlands, like you say. And you know why? Because it's the same thing that happened in the Champions League a few years ago when Bayern Munich played PSG. And I looked at the bench and I went, shit, this is the new world. Their bench is good enough to win the Champions League. They had like 10 players on their bench that were brilliant. And that is now happening in international football where, the increase in subs that you can make as well. You can take off Saka and Foden, and you can bring on Grealish and Rashford, and you can make 5 subs. It's really difficult. It's difficult for Fulham to compete with United, and it's difficult for Senegal to compete with Brazil. And that's not Brazil's fault. It's not England's fault. I think these teams can do it every now and again, but I don't think they can go through a tournament and win in a month where you've got to play, 7 games? Tough. Very, very tough. And that's why we crave the results that we've seen with Japan beating Spain and beating Germany, Saudi Arabia beating Argentina. We love those results because we want to see more of them. But unfortunately, the underdogs are getting done this weekend. Apart from this game, where obviously I'm more than happy as a biased Englishman. Really impressed with Foden tonight, Bellingham tonight. I'm going to do my player ratings actually. I can't. Wonder if I can just put it up on the screen. Might be able to do it.
Gary, come on. Mark Goldbridge, I've got a massive magic shoot to shoot here. Nothing is happening, we're constipated. Goldbridge flying through the air like Bruce Willis with his top off. What the fuck? Come back, we're not having lunch. It's a creation.
That's not what I meant to be showing you. If you want to watch that, by the way, that's me filming my advert for Wash and Go behind the scenes, so you can check that out through the link in the description. Big shout out to Wash and Go for sponsoring the show as well. 2 for 1, 2 in 1. Shampoo and conditioner delivered to your door. Check it out. Big shout out to Wash and Go. Scan the QR code in the bottom right hand corner. That wasn't what I wanted to show. I was trying to get the player ratings to come up on the screen, and it didn't work. That's probably more entertaining than watching England for the last few minutes, to be fair. I'm trying to figure out how to get these player ratings up. I can do it. I just can't do it on here. Okay, I'm just going to do the player ratings and I'll shout them out to you. So, let me refresh. It's pinned in the live chat if you want to do it. We've had a few votes. So I would give Pickford a 6. You've given him a 6.5. Kyle Walker, 6 for me, 6.1 from you. Harry Maguire, 6, 5.8 from you. Stones, 6, 5.6 from you. Luke Shaw, I think he's played well, 7, 6.4 from you. Jordan Henderson, 7, 7.1 from you. Declan Rice, 6, 6.3 from you. Jude Bellingham, 8, 8.2 from you. Saka, 7.5, 7.4 from you. We're doing well here. Phil Foden, 8, 7.3 from you. Okay. Harry Kane, 7 from me, 6.8 from you. And Marcus Rashford's only just come on 6. My man of the match is going to be Jude Bellingham. Let's have a look what you gave him. Grealish, 6. Dyer, 6. Calvin Phillips didn't even know you're on, 6. Mason Mount, 6. Southgate, 6. You gave him a 5.7. Can't catch a break. Jude Bellingham was man of the match with 69% of the vote. I mean, that might change. Keep your votes going in, pinned through the chat. But Jude Bellingham was your man of the match, 69% of the vote. There we go. There we go. "86 minutes gone. Routine work for England. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're only 200 subscribers away from 853,000. Get involved. Saturday night's going to be brilliant. I can't wait. England against France. It's going to be... Hopefully it won't be too long a week. I'm looking forward to that one. Really can't wait. I'm surprised that Foden got such a low score. Is he just... Do people just not like Foden? I mean, I do. Lee Dixon thinks he'll play a back 6, says Butterbean. Different result with Mane, says Adrian. You know what? I don't think Mane makes a big difference because I would use the Lewandowski effect on that. You know, Mane's a forward. Does he get the defence and midfield to look comfortable on the ball and keep their shape? I don't think he does. I don't think one man makes this Senegal team win this game, to be honest with you. I think he makes them better. Of course he does. He's a fantastic player. But I don't think he makes them win this game any more comfortably, if I'm honest. Where would you rank Senegal out of all the teams that have played in the knockout so far? Would you put them ahead of Poland? I mean, that's a very interesting topic. I wish I'd brought it up earlier. I mean, Poland against Senegal, I think it'd be... I certainly think... I mean, it could be a 0-0, couldn't it? It could be a draw. Bloody hell. Don't tell me the ball's okay. He's just hit Saturn. Bloody hell. But no, I suppose that's interesting, isn't it? Where, you know, where does Senegal rate? You know, how good have England been? I think when we've turned on, we've been brilliant. I just hope we can turn it on earlier against France and not give them the initiative. Sadiq says they actually admitted the ball is lighter on the commentary, so it's kind of confirmed. Yes. Would you keep the same 11 versus France? Says Rayan. Yes, because then we'd be playing technically we'd be playing a back 4. So yes, I do think Rashford's got a chance of starting. I mean, the fact that he dropped Rashford today was unfair. Justified, but unfair. So he could easily do it again. Rashford's just hit the side netting there. Norfolk says, even if we beat France, we've still got to beat 2 other teams to win it. If we beat France, the hysteria will be huge. I mean, look at the statistics, though. I mean, look at the statistics there. We've had 62% possession. They've had more shots on goal than us. I don't know where that's come from. They've had more shots. They've had 1 on target, but I think we've gone easy on them, haven't we, in the last 20 minutes? I think there's so many interesting dynamics to the England game. I mean, somebody just made a great point in the chat. Ribo says, I feel like the England-France game will be like England-Italy. And you know what? I don't know whether it will be like that. But I think it's so interesting because imagine if England score first. Would Southgate go for the second goal, or would he shut up shop and think, shit, we're going to beat France? And that was the mistake against Italy. So even if we go 1-0 up, which we're more than capable of doing, how do you game manage it then? This is a long shot, but if England get to the final against the teams left, you'd have to say it was a hard route. Oh, 100% SK. I don't think we've had a hard route now. The tournament starts in the quarterfinals, but to get to the final and win it, I'm predicting we'll have to beat France, obviously. I'm a genius. Slow Sports News. To get to the semi-finals, Goldbridge has just announced England will have to beat France. No, but I to win it, we're going to have. I think we've had a straightforward route here. I think you could say France have had a straightforward route as well. Brazil, I think a lot of the big teams have had straightforward routes to the quarterfinal, but to win the tournament, you got to beat France, probably Spain or Portugal, and then Brazil. And if you do that, then you are worthy winners of the World Cup. But it's an exciting week. We move towards that game, don't we? It's an exciting week, and we move towards that, and we see what happens. There's literally no point in predicting we're going to win when we're not going to win. We're going to get battered. We're going to win the World Cup. I mean, that's just all part of the build up for it. It's been a very routine, comfortable, efficient, exciting at times result. And the real test starts against France. We know that. Bring it on. I'm excited. Hamadi says if England beat France, they'll actually be playing Morocco. Yeah. Well, we've got that's the final whistle. We've got the game that we wanted. Probably even before the tournament even started, many people could see this being the game. We've got that game. We've got England against France, and it will be next Saturday night at 7:00. And I say bring it on. I've probably already been clipped saying I think we'll win. I think people are writing us off too soon. I would predict that game is probably going to be a lot boringer than people think. I don't think it's going to be a goal fest. I think how Southgate approached that game dictates how the game goes. If we go ultra defensive, then France will dominate and we will counterattack. If we look to be in the game and have on the field battles individually and go man for man, then it might be something very, very different. We can defend and counter and win, of course we can, or we can try and win it by going toe-to-toe, and I think it'd be interesting. We've got a United friendly on Wednesday night as well, Ray, yes, and on Saturday, yeah, lots to look forward to. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm going to do a quick match reaction, but look, really, I'd love to say it's been a cracker. It hasn't. It's been a fantastic result for England, and it's been another favourites win in the last 16. We move towards France. Thanks everyone who watched. Big shout out to Wash and Go. Links in the description if you want to watch a bit more of this.
Gary, come on. I'm Mark Goldbridge. I've got a massive magic shoot to shoot here.
If you've not seen it, the link's in the description for that as well. Thanks everyone. Speak to you in a bit.